Hey guys. Well, this is just a random spiritual vlog or probably a collective reading. I have no idea. Um, but I just wanted to be a little witchy and spiritual with, these vlogs as usual. And I was just kind of experiencing what people wanted to talk about when it came to the conjunction and how they thought that it should feel for them and all this shit. And I was just like, interesting, people really think they're gonna get their superpowers. And I was looking into that and I really believe in that. We do have supernatural gifts and talents and all those kinds of things. So put that up there, so that is a real thing. Yes, there I've found, just like my, in life we have opposition, and sometimes in the art of war, or at least in my opinion, I had to study a little bit of what I was dealing with in my opposition. I found out, not only do we have, people, people like me that are, witchy and love mystical topics and all of that. But you have people like that love that kind of stuff too. That are probably not necessarily on the love and light realm. So I figured out, I know this shit sounds crazy, but supernatural abilities are real. There's a such thing as called remote viewing, where you can, it's kind of like astral projection, but you can, like, it's kind of something like that. I have to look it up again, but it's pretty much like you're using your your internal vision, or closing your eyes, and you're looking at someone else do something else in another place in the world. So let's say I'm in New York and the other person's in LA. I can be like, okay, this person's wearing a red shirt and they're walking right on Sunset Boulevard, getting out of their white car or something like that. And we are one, so you can really use these gifts to, people want to call it AI, to art AI, artificial intelligence as well, has something to do with the supernatural realms and all of that, from many people believe, and I wouldn't be surprised. um Anyway, and then you have different forms of telepathy, if you want to call it connected to AI, but it's like a sense of having, you can telepathically connect to people, not just in your city, but like in another country. um, that's how I was able to connect with people in my life, in my personal life. Not me personally, but the people that were with me, the person, that I was talking to. It's a long story. So, and then you have people like me who are just, healers, and, that do Reiki, or, channel, or, there's people who can change the weather, or sometimes accidentally with their emotions. And then you have, so the whole point is that, yes, the stuff is real. Like, you can, it's so intense where they don't even want people knowing it. They don't. There's other topics that I would love to talk about that are kind of, ooh, like, but, you know, um, let's just say, even, I'm not saying mental illness is not real. Of course, I think it's real. We have issues in our, up here too, like in our mental state. So why wouldn't we? You know, a lot of us go through a lot of shit down here on planet Earth. And so I wouldn't be shook if, but what I'm saying is like there is a tie to telepathy and schizophrenia, So I'm just gonna say that. I'm not gonna really get into that too much. But there's dream walkers, there's shadow walkers. Would have heard too. Shadow walkers. Yeah. These are people who go that you probably know, and they infiltrate your dream state, and they can put pretty fucked up shit in your head. So I think it's important for us to, especially if you're a spiritual person, to really develop your gifts and sage and cleanse and pray. Use prayer, or have psalms and all of that, because I really feel like I have to deal with shadow walkers. I want to talk about that topic, so eventually, because it's kind of creepy, it's a fucking disrespectful. Number one, nobody should be going in anybody's dreams doing that, but when you wake up, certain people have to go through that. So anyway, I don't know, maybe I sound like a crazy person, right? But I promise you, this will be the truth that will be revealed one day in somebody's life. Hopefully, maybe not in this realm, but wherever the journey may lead you. So that's just kind of like confirmation on the whole like superpower things. Yes, superpowers, supernatural abilities are real. So magic is real. So if in these terms, I would believe that yes, I wouldn't be surprised if the conjunction was there to amplify what we probably already have. These are gifts that we probably already have locked inside of us, and we just don't know it yet. And this shift is probably just there to teach us that. It's there to just show us, like, we have this within already. Why are you looking outside when you already, have it within you? Your dreams will tell you if you're telekinetic. Your dreams will tell you. Sometimes you can even have supernatural gifts just being a musician, or just being a dancer, or just being a writer. There's something supernatural in those gifts too. So, it's like, yeah, like I think instead of looking outside for them, I think the best start to try to find your supernatural gifts, for this whole conjunction thing, if you're trying to look for them, is to, look within and find yourself within. That's the best way I found my supernatural gifts, is by, dream journaling and actually like just finding them within, and just asking the universe. The universe will find ways to show you synchronicities and ways to show you the magic that you are seeking. So that is what I've learned in my awakening, and pretty much that is like what I feel that is the best tips that I could say, that would work for me if I was looking for my supernatural gifts, but anyway, my cat is meowing, so I'm probably gonna go let her in for a minute. I'll be back. Okay, so my cat wanted to come in, so I had to let her in. So I've just been kind of talking a little bit about how and why I believe that those supernatural gifts are real. I don't just believe them, I know that they are real. So, I just think it's kind of funny how, like, people are making jokes about it, but at the same time, there are funny a little bit, but at the same time, like, supernatural gifts are real, just saying. Okay, so I was thinking about shadow walkers, though. Those things really piss me off. Oh my god. Speaking of that, I just had done research on them. I already knew about dream walkers, but I think, like, not necessarily are all dream walkers bad. Probably not, but who knows? But the thing is, that's like saying, are all reptilians bad? Probably not. Are all witches bad? No. So the whole thing is that, let me go let my cat out again. Um, One thing I would say, the only reason why I'm talking about this a little bit before I am going to probably do that collective reading that I want to, maybe. Maybe I should talk about the shadow walkers a little bit, because people don't really get warned. They don't really get warned when you open your third eye. You don't really get warned. Sometimes they make it sound pretty, they make it sound cool, they make it sound awesome. But people have supernatural abilities too. And some people don't use their gifts for good. Some people don't. And some people do. And I'm not perfect. I'm not a saint. But what I'm saying, because people want to open their gifts, they think that it's just going to be a whole fucking, different universe where there's going to be rainbows and butterflies and unicorns, and it can look pretty like that sometimes, more so metaphorically speaking, and sometimes literally. But remember, this is a game too. This is opposition, and there's beings out here that don't like beings like me studying or knowing these kinds of things. Even though these are our, natural abilities and a part of our birthright, I feel. Because, like, you never know. Some of these supernatural abilities were probably already inside of us anyway. There's just beings that just don't want us to know that. So with that comes is, coming like a dark energy. When you become a light being or full of light, you attract darkness. So I didn't really get taught those kind of things when I was a younger baby witch. And if I would have had known that, I wish somebody would have told me that. Because, like, people get excited for these shifts, and they want to do all these supernatural things and develop all these supernatural abilities, and they think, like, oh, I can be telepathic, or oh, I can be, using Reiki or do miracle healing, and think that there's not going to be a threat. Like, of course there is. There's going to be people who don't like people. Yeah, man, look at what they did to Christ. Look at what they did to the witches. Look what they did to the Gnostics. I was coming up with this theory, and I was saying, the way that the Gnostics and the witches got burned and staked and or crucified, or some people would say, I don't know, they all did, but, like, let's just say, I know Christ did, Jesus, Yeshua, he got crucified, right? So it was like, what did they all have in common, though? They were all, like, supernatural beings, the witches, the Gnostics, and Christ. And I know that's controversial to some people, but who really calls somebody and says you walking on water unless you a mystic or a witch or a shaman? Jesus was like some sort of shaman. He was a healer as well, and he was the shamans of shamans, I guess. I don't know what to call it. But what I'm saying, he was a mystical man. So were the Gnostics, because they had they took his teachings and they believed in a better God. They didn't believe in a God that, was hating us and making us fearful to even, like, love him. I mean, I understand where some people mean when they say fear God, but at the same time, they mean it in a sense of, like, a negative way. This entity was this I don't know. It's Gnosticism is this whole other topic right now. But the whole point is that they believe that God, the creator, the universe, life source, that Mary Magdalene, from what I read in her book or one of her books, is that she thought God was more not a gender. God didn't have a gender. So God was, you know, woman and man, man and woman, mother and father. So like that's how I see God. I see God as goddess and Lord, lady, the woman and the man, the mother and the father, you know, but that's just me. Anyway, I'm rambling. I'm just talking about when you see these beings, these people that came on the earth, like these people, they came down here and they brought this supernatural knowledge and abilities down to the earth, and what happened to them? They got attacked for that. And that shit's still real. It's still real. And I think when we get excited for this conjunction, you know, don't get me wrong, I love Infinite Waters and I love what he's teaching, but it's like sometimes I wish he would he does, but when it comes to the supernatural stuff, he doesn't really tell people too much about the agents. So it's like, you probably want to tell them about the agents just in case they open their third eye. Um, and some of them, these agents, they have supernatural abilities too. Some of them can look through your eyes. Some of them know what you're reading and know what you're writing and know all that shit. So when I used to listen to Raw and Hope Tap, he would say, fooling shapeshifters, because these beings can look through your eyes and they can, I know this is some crazy knowledge. I know, like, it's crazy to say this, but they're probably gonna get mad at me for this, but whatever. Because it's like, honestly, in this journey, it's been me, myself, and I anyway. So I'm just being myself, being my true self. And it's not about being arrogant. It's just like, I just have that Queen of Swords energy right now lately for a while. So, even though I'm supposed to be the Queen of Pentacles because I am Taurus. So I'm trying to the best that I can on that. But hopefully. So, hopefully I can, be, without that bullshit so that I could be. That's what I mean. That I will be. That I'm meant to be because I'm a Taurus. Queen of Pentacles. I gotta own that card. Anyways, I'm just being silly. So, fooling shapeshifters though. Yeah, I love peace and shout out to Robin Hotep. You haven't made a video in a long time. You taught me. You taught me a lot in the journey. So if anybody doesn't know who he is, look up 13. I said 13 signs astrology. That man has a lot of wisdom and knowledge. He taught me a lot. So when I was a little one, I'm a little older now, so that was a long time ago. So, and I thought this man was nuts. And he said, one day you're going to come back and you're like, whoa, he was right. And he was so right. He was so right. And he was talking about like rituals, just be careful with your rituals because like you tend to like, they're supposed to be private moments, like they're supposed to be private. Even prayers are supposed to be private. And with a lot of people watching you, honestly, I believe in what Ron Hilltip says too. I don't even feel comfortable like writing, my rituals and stuff. I like to keep it in my head, even though they know because they're telepathic. But it's just a little bit more unpredictable. It flutters like a freaking wind, I guess. But it's like, I guess they like to mock you over things that you write sometimes too. They might not do this with everyone. It depends on who you are and I guess what level of rank you have with them or whatever sense of knowledge you may have with them, I guess. I don't know. So he just said, just keep it in your head. Like when you do rituals, sometimes maybe you don't have to do it all the time, but it's especially when you're on the heavier stages with them, like they will, at least with me, when I would write things down and they see that they hate people who are like powerful at manifesting. I notice, especially if they want to find a reason to, you know, fuck with you. Um, that it's just something with manifestations and writings that they because they did that to me, like these dark beings, they just saw everything that I was trying to write, and you know the car I wanted, the it didn't really matter, anything material, they would tell my neighbors, oh, she wrote down this, she wrote down that. So I really don't really know why my neighbors have any business knowing what I'm writing down, but that's just weird. They must be telling them something else. They must be telling them like, oh, she didn't, you know, it's the ones that don't know what I'm writing. They must be telling them that I just like that in a different way. I don't know, but how are you telling my neighbors when I'm writing? And then the next day, my neighbor is getting the car that I wrote down. Or the next day, my neighbor is getting something that I said that I wanted on that piece of paper. Like, shit is kind of shady. It's shady as fuck. So those are the kind of things that I noticed with opposition when I've opened my third eye. And yes, and supernatural abilities are real. So that's what I'm saying. Supernatural talents and abilities are real. So but I think it's worth it. I think it's worth it. I think it's worth, if you do it the right way. If you protect yourself and you have knowledge and you don't do it in in the full card way, where it's like, or more reversed, don't do it reversed full card where it's naive and risk taking, but like more on a sense of trusting the universe on guiding you how to develop it the right way, and just kind of like jumping into the unknown. So the shadow walkers, though, it's crazy. That's an whole other video. What do we need to know about spirit? What does my let's see, what question do we have so I can end this video? To protect our energy, what could we do to protect our energy when we are trying to develop our higher selves in this shift, in this conjunction? Yes. What are we trying to protect? What is it that we need to um what do we need to protect in this spiritual journey, for especially the ones who are like new to developing their gifts? Like, what would be the best advice for all of us that are just trying to advance and shift and go into a higher, maybe even a higher dimension, a higher vibration, especially with what is going on? What should we just know about all this chaos that we have to how can we protect ourselves from all this chaos? Angels, ancestors, sacred ones, Lord, Lady, Goddess, divine guidance, Creator, Yeshua, all of you guys, thank you. I'm just trying to see, where should we be at? Where's the best place that we should be at as those who are just trying to elevate from this pain and chaos that we are experiencing right now, and this whole conjunction as well. Angels, I pray for the right answers to come out of this card. What is a message for the collective? Okay, let's see. This card is called Her Secrets and all of that. So, honestly, what did I say? The Four Sisters. Okay, this is about secrets and listening. I mean, honestly, maybe this meaning could mean, what am I getting? A group of people who are, yes, sharing something secret. Look at that. Like, you can see them whispering, right? But there's like a group of people, and they're like, maybe a secret, sacred knowledge. Um, Maybe a sense of knowing something that the rest don't know. The four sisters are sharing a moment of secret privileged information. What did I just say? Secret privileged information. They lean on each other for support and are keenly interested in what others have to share. When this card is drawn, it signifies the need to confide in a friend. The value of having a friend to share your secrets with is immeasurable. The release of stress that comes with knowing, what comes with knowing, let's see. The value of having a friend to share your secrets is immeasurable. The release of stress that comes with knowing you do not have to carry the burden of your thoughts by yourself is such a gift. Not all of your thoughts are true, but holding them inside and allowing an interior dialogue to run on a loop can be devastating to your well-being. Be grateful for those around you whom you can trust. Share your personal internal conflicts with them and patiently listen to theirs. The simple act of speaking your mind has a purifying effect on the spirit. Wow, what a beautiful card. It's a pretty dark card, right? Or it's a little dark for me, to be honest, But sometimes I just have to just like speak my mind anyway. Even though like, the universe can be a little rough around the edges and a little mean sometimes. The universe is talking to me right now as well. It's talking to me because of my own personal battles and my own personal internal conflicts that, the things that I'm not happy about and the things that I am happy about. The things that made me a better woman and the things that I no longer need to be, and the things I, I'm not gonna lie, I even hate myself for, and I feel that, I don't know if I'm the only one that's feeling that energy, so this can be for a select few. Maybe you are in that kind of energy where, in these shifts, you like have certain friends that when you wake up, they tend to leave you. Your friends leave you when you open your third eye, or when you get closer to God, spirit. It depends. Sometimes the universe will put you in places and with people and things that you need, not what you want. And this is a message for me as well, to be saying like, I don't need to keep everything to myself, and I can be an open woman. I can just not hide everything, from the people that I want to connect with. Like, I don't have to be shy. I don't, and this can also just mean with you. And I think like this is like a group of people that also are sharing a secret. So this could be like secret, sacred knowledge. So what did I just say about supernatural powers and gifts? Secret, sacred, hidden knowledge. That, I'm getting the chosen ones, the 144. I don't know, maybe like those kind of groups of people, like workers, healers. I don't like to use ego based topics. I'm not saying that that's an ego thing, but what I am saying, I'm just using that as an example, because they're groups of people. They're a group of people right here. And they seem to have like some sacred information, some hidden information. And this could be the fact that this is like, you know, what we have. We have that sacred information as well. But I'm getting, sometimes people get body snatched too, and we can feel alone because we thought like we had our certain friend, our certain lover, our certain person. And what happens is when we wake up and we see the secrets of the universe, and we become a little bit of that secret of the universe too. We become that secret of the universe once we find our true selves. Once we become our true higher self, we have to kind of become a secret to the universe, to certain people and their opinions. There's some people who are like, hush, hush, don't tell anyone what you know and what I know and what we know. So this can also mean something here too, that there is something going on with people just having supernatural abilities and how they're hidden and how they're secret. But also I'm getting like, stay away from the fake ones and be around the real ones. Even if that may be a lonely journey, you can always find the tribe somewhere. It probably won't be in the way that you want it, but in the way that you need it. That's what this card also means. There's always that one person, that I feel that eventually that we can find that will like hear us out, or that one place that we can just release it all, that one sacred moment. And right here, this could also mean that the conjunction can also mean that secrets probably will be revealed. That's what this conjunction can also mean, that secrets will also be revealed. Also, I'm getting that we are the secret, we are the secret, which means that we're being hidden, that our higher selves are being hidden. And this is also for me, though. This is for me that I need someone, that I can express my heart and my mind and my everything to. And maybe some of you guys are feeling that too. Maybe it's just a planetary alignment, So yeah, blessed be, and thank you for watching. I'll make a second part of this video talking about shadow walkers, and I just wanted to kind of make a spiritual vlog. So blessed be, and please subscribe.